President Widodo, distinguished guests, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, I have a prepared speech, but I will not read it, not because the Americans are not here, but because I would like to add something to the dimensions of our friendship. First, I affirm that the Indonesians and the Filipinos are brothers by blood because we come from the same genetical order, the Malay race. And as a matter of fact, actually, the Philippines at that time, the islands, was part of the Sri Visayas Empire of the Malay. I really forgot his name because it's has long been history. But ever since, we have always considered ourselves as Malay. And that is why all of us are handsome and beautiful. I also affirm our brotherhood and my commitment to do everything to promote and enhance this brotherhood. I commit that there will never be a time that we'll have any questions about our territories and about our policies because we share the same values. I commit that we will, during our time, follow a path of neutrality, just like your country, Indonesia. It's always been neutral. And though my color is a bit blurred, I would like to just be also like Indonesians. Neutral and no color, except just being handsome and beautiful. I also affirm our fight against drugs. It is your problem, it is my problem, and we will have to interdict. Mr. President, I did not order a police punitive action. This is not a matter of just only the worry belongs to the police. By the sheer number in my country, about 3,700,000, I have declared war. And that is why a lot of them are killed, but I'm just giving you this, at least an added information, that unlike the poppy, opium, and the derivative is the cocaine and heroin, and even marijuana, maybe not in a very abusive use, it's not that lethal. But shabu is a mixture of deadly chemicals. And even the water used to melt the shabu is the water we use to put into our batteries, in the car battery. That is how toxic it is. And the forensics of the America, not us, did a study, because it's being produced now in Mexico in numbers also, so that constant use for about 6 months to 1 year of shabu will shrink the brain of a person. And therefore, rehabilitation is no longer a viable option. So what would we do with this problem? And I can understand your death penalty. It is right. It should be. The only problem is in my country, they removed the death penalty. And so many are just being abusive. And that is why it gave rise to many issues about human rights. Because in my city, when I was mayor, that was a statement, a sweeping one, that you go out of the city, you criminals, you kidnappers and drug pushers. Because if you stay here, I will kill you. That was really a policy. Whether I did it at all or not, is there an American here? Well, that is something which I shared with the President. That is a matter that is being, well, discussed only among, I'm not being, feeling big, but that matter should only be discussed. There are matters which belongs only to us in our minds. And you can just see what is in our mind by the way our subordinates would run the show. And so, before I end, Mr. President, people of Indonesia, please accept my gratitude for accepting us here as brothers, and I will also commit this tonight that your brothers in my country will be treated as Filipinos worldwide. And we will even allow them to vote. Go ahead and vote, because I've always been voting anyway, so we know that. Yeah, because you're gonna treat them. For those Indonesians who are really there, who were born there, they vote. Because they are included in the census. So they vote. So next time I would say, Mr. President, Mr. Mayor, who shall I vote? And said, call your Indonesian friends who are their candidates. But anyway, it might be a joke, but it is true. For those who have been born here, who never had the chance to travel, they are all Filipinos, and we love them. And as a matter of fact, we informed the President when we were young. We were in the same neighborhood with the Secretary of Finance. The consul then was Ringkirwang, and Sunny got his number, and we met since we separated, but they were the vice consul of Indonesia. And they can tell you that we have, as much as we have identified always with you. On the last note, I would say that, I said, this is just the event of life, and I want the Filipinos to forever remember this. During the 1972 oil crisis, when the oil-producing nations tried to control the price by just lowering their production and making it hard for everybody to get hold of oil, there was this crisis. And the Philippines was hard-pressed. And there was a time when there was already ration everything. But at some point of that crisis, Indonesia came up with a very strong statement. Do not worry. You will have your oil, and you will continue to progress. For that alone, and for the many things that you have done, Mr. President, if you want to get back to the imperialists, and if you want to invade the Dutch in the Europe, tell us, we will join you. Maraming salamat po. Salam. Salam. And may I propose a toast to the good health of President Widodo, and may Indonesia continue to be a beautiful country for the next 1,000 years.